Ooh, feels weird being on this side of the camera. My name is Simone Haugues SDS. Some of you guys might know me as Fight Flow Media, and I am a combat sports videographer specializing in MMA and boxing. You know, at first MMA, it's very intense. I just really fell in love with it from an athlete perspective. I loved hearing the stories of these athletes, hearing where they came from, and how a lot of them had one very common factor for the most part. And that was that they love to do tough shit. They are learning by losing, which is something that obviously everyone kind of goes through, but when it's at that sort of physical level, definitely weeds out the sort of weak from the strong. And you see that at gyms a lot. Someone will come in saying, oh, I want to be in the UFC and all these things. Then they have a couple sparring sessions, they sort of figure out what this life entails, and then all of a sudden you don't see them as much anymore, and then you don't see them at all. MMA fighters get a really bad rap for being assholes and just not the best people. And everything that I've found from doing videography over these last 2 years has proved that entirely wrong. I've met some of the nicest people that I've ever met in my life. I've had people take a chance on me when nobody else would. And I think that when it comes to MMA fighters, they're more misunderstood than anything else.
This isn't racist, I swear.
This racism has finest. It's because I'm black.
So many promotions, they focus on just hype reels of punching, kicking, quick cuts, and it looks good. It doesn't look bad. But in terms of promoting an event or promoting a fighter, nothing does that better than stories. One of the biggest things I've learned in the last 2 years of doing this is really just capture the emotion. You don't have to set up all these different shots of like, okay, now you look this way and shadow box, and it's probably 95% actual footage from training, and then 5% will be those shots of them shadow boxing or wrapping their hands or things like that. But the most important aspects of a video come from the training footage. It comes from seeing people do hard things that most people could never dream of doing, and capturing how exhausting that is and how rewarding it is to do that with a group of guys that really want the best for you. And you can go back to the start of the UFC, and they were not doing the best at the beginning. And a lot of people say that their saving grace was The Ultimate Fighter. The main point of that was not only to see who was the best and who was going to win the contract. The amount of stories that are told in that house throughout that time when you're with all of these people with the same goals as you, that creates stars. That creates something that fans can see and resonate with. And the only thing that fans want is to have a piece of your story, to resonate with a small part of who you are. And I think that that's one thing that's drastically missing from promotion for fights, especially at like the lower league, pro and amateur levels.
Been here since 17.
Oh yeah.
Jeff is like the OG. Probably Alex too, but top 10.
That's crazy.
So that's kind of me in a nutshell. That's why I do what I do. I just want to take the time to thank Bobby Winther and the guys at now Teams MMA and all the other people that I've worked with in the past. You know, and just in the past year alone, I've filmed over 50 fights. I've worked with 20 plus athletes. I've been doing this for 2 years now. November 28th, 2023 was the first time that I picked up a camera. Looking back on those videos, there's 1,000,001 things that I would change. I'm getting 1% better every day. I'm learning, and I can tell you that by the time this is said and done, I will be one of the best videographers in combat sports. Listen, I've had a lot of people tell me no in the last 2 years. Obviously, when I started, there was a lot to learn, and there still is, but I'm just asking for a chance. Let me do a couple videos with some of your stars that you're trying to build and see what happens. See the difference in engagement that you get if you want to use all those social media metrics and everything else. This is a very young sport. It's blown up in the past 30, 35 years. And it's only going to keep doing so. If we keep doing our job as storytellers, and continue to do the best that we can to highlight not just the fighters and the action that takes place on fight night, but all the stuff that leads up to that. And when it comes to that, I truly believe I'm one of the best there is.